brings us today to a team we've been talking about in-house. We're going to meet them in just a moment, but it's a tough time of year to talk about this. If you notice, Mom and Dad have some memory changes. A new interactive live experience in the Tri-State might help in that discussion. Here's the backstory.
And this is probably the most disturbing.
Inside this education center at Serene Suites Premier Memory Care in Blue Ash, with the help of these simulation tools, we're about to enter what you might say is a memory loss or dementia room.
And the intent is to share with the community that you have about 70% of the people with dementia still lives in community.
So what you do is you enter this room with goggles that narrow vision, earphones that make disturbing noises, and gloves that make it hard to handle anything you touch.
You literally walk in the shoes of someone whose skills are declining.
I've been assigned to a number of tasks, including spelling something with the Scrabble letters. I am clearly confused. I can't even tell if there's letters on those. I can't see well enough. After we attempt to complete the tasks, Holly Henderson, the Director of Memory Care Operations and Resident Experiences here, gives us a debriefing.
How many of you found yourself feeling overwhelmed in that room?
Yes. That's exactly the point, Holly says, of this Dementia Live experience. It's open to anyone to try free of charge in our community. It's also why Jagdish Body, the founder and CEO of Serene Suites Premier Memory Care, is building this unique assisted living center just outside this education center here in Blue Ash.
My intent was to bring somebody who is in-house, providing training and understanding how you deal with these people who have such a intense brain changes that they don't have control over.
You find out very quickly when you don't have control over what's happening around you, you need help. If you'd like to try this free Dementia Live experience, you can call 513-745-5000 or visit local12.com. In Blue Ash, Liz Bonus, Local 12 News. So joining me now, we had a wonderful chance to get out there and sort of do this hands-on, but the team from the Serene Suites, Dr. Jagdish Body and Holly Henderson, welcome to both of you.
Thank you. Great to be here.
We are so grateful for this education process, and you've got a bunch of things here, so let's just kind of talk me through why you use these as educational things to get started.
Yes. So Dementia Live, in its essence, is an educational tool. So our goal is we really want to give the participant the experience of what it's like to live with dementia or cognitive impairment.
Okay, so when I put like the gloves on, I couldn't touch things. So we should all be like dressing up here for her.
Right. So when you put on your glove, this is mimicking how your fine motor skills are altered. They're impaired. Things are not as easy to pick up. The headphones that you're putting on, Liz, this mimics the sensory change in hearing and how overstimulated environments become too much, overwhelming.
I will tell you, when we put these on, and like I felt like I had no brain power at all.
Yes.
I mean, it was just so amazing to see. Now I can't get the glasses on when I put the headphones on.
So the glasses, the goggles here are designed to take away your peripheral vision and mimic the vision sensory changes that happen with aging and dementia.
Okay, and then you gave us things, and your kind of purpose in this, by the way, if you hear a little talking in these headphones, it's like loud noise all the time, so you get what it's like to have interference in your brain and what it's like not to see as well, your peripheral vision's messed up, and like not to have as good sort of agility or things where you can touch, right?
Right.
And your goal in all this, we talked about your Serene Suites, is to give people an environment that would be a little friendlier to this.
And to provide them an environment so they can have more productive and more efficient life, actually. So we created for example, when you hear the sound, what happens
people
is...
can hear it with my microphone. What happens?
What happens is as people with dementia increases, their ability to decipher word and sound become mixed. So as that goes more and more, so they get more confused. And this is what it mimic that. So part of our strategy was to create an environment. For example, we created a corridor with a strong concrete-based corridor so that half of the people, when they walk, then they don't make a creaking sound. So people who are sleeping, they can sleep without hearing these noise. So it makes their life much more easier to live through actually.
All right, and we have a little video. I know you're in the process of building sort of this center, these suites, so
Right.
that people can come and bring family members there. You said some of them are already sold out.
So we have a 3 family already committed, gave their deposit, and they wanted their mother and father and the wives to come and stay with us actually. So we are within the next couple of months, we'll start the Ohio Department of Health survey, and then once the survey is completed, then we'll be able to accept 66 residents in our facility actually.
And those are inpatient, but one of the things I also loved is what we're seeing here. You go and do in the community. You mentioned like emergency services workers. They might think like something's a health problem and it's really a dementia person. So tell me a little bit about how you work with that.
Right. So this educational experience, what I love about this, you're not reading it in a book. You're not listening to a speaker where it's a transaction and I'm just giving you a bunch of data. This is a live it, breathe it, walk in the shoes moment. And firefighters, Blue Ash Police Department, folks really benefit from this because your first response to someone can really set your exchange up for success or failure. And people living with dementia, they cannot help it. They're doing the best they can with all of their skills impaired, which is what we are providing that simulation of. So to really allow those participants to sit with that, they have a kinder, gentler response to the population of dementia.
You know, and we all need to learn that. If you would like to, take this, you will offer it to families. You can
Yes.
stop by and do that. We have information for you. It's at local12.com. And if you want to meet them, they'll pick up the phone, they'll come to where you are, they'll educate your team, you'll do that training.
Right.
But I think, just to give you the final word, what's sad is I've often heard this described as sort of the long goodbye. And yet you want that to be as comfortable for those as possible.
So our intent is to make daughter be the daughter back, husband to be the husband, or wife to be wife, and let us be the carer to take care of them and provide them a dignified life actually,
Yeah.
that they deserve actually.
Yeah, unfortunately, often the survivor outlives the caregiver because it is so much
Stress.
strain,
Right.
and people say, I have lost who I am.
Sure.
So thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
I look forward so much to having
You're
you guys
welcome.
back as
Thank
this
you.
place grows, and we want to make sure that you know you can find all the resources for them at local12.com.